Japan is where ancient and future collide. Neon cities built on samurai foundations. Shinto shrines beside vending machines. Bullet trains passing temples that predate Rome. This is not a contradiction. This is Japan, a nation that honors 2,000 years of tradition while inventing tomorrow. 20 destinations, from Tokyo's electric chaos to Kyoto's silent temples. From sacred Mount Fuji to the floating Torii gate of Miyajima. We travel the routes that connect Japan's soul, the sacred path from ultra-modern to eternal. The journey begins now. Tokyo is the world's most populated metropolitan area. "37 million people live in Greater Tokyo, more than all of Canada. The city spreads across 2,194 square kilometers. From above, it appears infinite. Buildings stacked to the horizon, roads tangled like circuit boards. This is the megacity that never stops building itself. The trains run on time, measured in seconds. The Yamanote line completes its loop every 59 minutes. Carrying 3.7 million passengers daily. White-gloved staff push commuters into cars during rush hour. The system moves with mechanical precision because it must. Tokyo cannot afford chaos. "5 million vending machines dispense everything. Hot coffee, cold beer, umbrellas, fresh eggs. Convenience stores glow on every corner, open 24 hours. You are never more than 500 meters from a Family Mart or 7-Eleven. Tokyo operates on convenience engineered to perfection. From Tokyo's sprawl, we descend into the heart of its chaos. Shibuya Crossing waits 2 kilometers southwest, the intersection where 3,000 people cross simultaneously, 5 times per light cycle. Shibuya Crossing is called the Scramble. Every 2 minutes, traffic stops. Pedestrians flood the intersection from all directions simultaneously. "3,000 people cross in 90 seconds. Then traffic resumes. Repeat. Forever." This is Tokyo's most photographed intersection. Tourists watch from Starbucks on the second floor. The crossing appears chaotic, but operates with invisible order. No one collides. everyone finds their path. This is controlled chaos, uniquely Japanese. The neon rises 7 stories. Screens larger than houses display ads for everything. The Hachiko statue sits nearby, a dog who waited for his dead owner at Shibuya Station for 9 years. The statue is now Tokyo's most popular meeting point. Loyalty immortalized in bronze. From Shibuya's modern madness, we push east into Asakusa, Old Tokyo, where the city's oldest temple has stood for 1,400 years, surviving earthquakes, firebombs, and time itself. SENSO-JI is Tokyo's oldest temple, founded in 628 AD, 1,400 years ago. The legend says, 2 fishermen pulled a golden statue of Kannon, the Buddhist goddess of mercy, from the Sumida River. The statue refused to return to the water. They built a temple. It has stood ever since. The Kaminarimon, Thunder Gate, guards the entrance. The lantern weighs 700 kilograms. Guardian statues of Fujin, god of wind, and Raijin, god of thunder, flank the gate. Tourists photograph the lantern. Locals bow and walk through. Nakamai's shopping street leads to the temple. 250 meters of stalls selling everything. Kimonos, folding fans, senbei rice crackers, ningyo dolls. The street has operated for centuries. Merchants pass shops to their children. Tradition sold daily. Before the main hall, pilgrims burn incense. They wave the smoke onto their bodies. The smoke heals ailments, brings luck. Inside the hall, the golden cannon statue remains hidden. No one has seen it in centuries. The unseen goddess protects Tokyo still. From Asakusa's ancient prayers, we return to modern Tokyo. The Tokyo Tower rises 333 meters in Minato. Eiffel Tower's Japanese cousin, painted international orange and white, visible across the city. Tokyo Tower stands 333 meters tall, 13 meters taller than the Eiffel Tower it copies. Built in 1958 from steel salvaged from American tanks destroyed in the Korean War. The tower weighs 4,000 tons. It has survived every earthquake since construction. Aviation law requires the tower be painted international orange and white. Every 5 years, workers hand-paint the entire structure. The paint job takes 1 year to complete. By the time they finish, it's time to start again. 2 observation decks offer views across Tokyo. On clear days, Mount Fuji appears 100 kilometers southwest. At night, the city becomes a galaxy of lights stretching to darkness. "23 wards, 37 million people, all visible from here." Tokyo Sky Tree, built in 2012, now holds the title of tallest structure in Japan at 634 meters. But Tokyo Tower remains the symbol. The orange lattice is Tokyo's Eiffel. Nostalgia beats height. From Tokyo's illuminated towers, we leave the city westward. The Tokaido Shinkansen departs every 10 minutes, carrying passengers 100 kilometers to the base of Mount Fuji, Japan's sacred mountain, 3,776 meters high. Mount Fuji rises 3,776 meters, Japan's highest peak. The mountain is a volcano. The last eruption occurred in 1707, covering Edo, now Tokyo, in ash 100 kilometers away. Seismologists say Fuji is overdue. The mountain sleeps, but is not dead. Fuji is sacred to Shintoism and Buddhism. Pilgrims have climbed the mountain for 1,000 years. UNESCO designated it a World Heritage Site in 2013. Not for geological significance, but for cultural importance. Fuji is Japan's soul, rendered in stone and snow. "300,000 people climb Fuji annually during the July-August season. The ascent takes 5 to 7 hours. The descent takes 3 to 5 hours. Most climb at night to reach the summit for sunrise. Locals say, "He who climbs Fuji once is wise. He who climbs twice is a fool." Fuji is visible from Tokyo on clear days, 100 kilometers northeast. Bullet trains pass the mountain. Passengers photograph from windows. Hokusai painted Fuji 36 times. The mountain appears on the 1,000 yen note. Fuji is everywhere because Fuji is Japan. From Fuji's summit, we descend to its northern base. Lake KAWAGUCHIKO waits 840 meters above sea level. The mountain reflects perfectly in still water. Lake KAWAGUCHIKO is the most accessible of the Fuji 5 lakes. Elevation, 840 meters. Circumference, 20 kilometers. The lake offers the clearest reflection of Mount Fuji. Photographers wait hours for windless mornings when the mountain doubles in still water. Cherry blossoms bloom here in April, 2 weeks later than Tokyo. Autumn arrives in October, painting the slopes crimson and gold. Each season frames Fuji differently: spring pink, summer green, autumn red, winter white. The mountain cycles through Japan's visual language. The Churito Pagoda, built in 1963 as a peace memorial, sits on a hillside overlooking the lake. From the pagoda's base, Fuji appears framed by cherry trees. This is Japan's most photographed view: red pagoda, pink blossoms, white mountain, blue sky. The postcard assembled. From Kawaguchiko's still waters, we push southwest toward Hakone, 30 kilometers away. Hot springs, sulfur vents, and Lake Ashi await. Hakone is hot spring country, 80 kilometers southwest of Tokyo. The region sits in a volcanic caldera. 17 hot springs bubble from the ground, heated by magma below. Onsen resorts have operated here for centuries. Samurai bathed in these waters. Tourists do now. The Hakone Shrine's Torii gate stands in Lake Ashi, erected in 1952. The gate is painted vermilion red. When Fuji is visible, the composition assembles: red gate, blue lake, white mountain. Tourists photograph. Pilgrims pray. The gate marks the boundary between human and divine. Owakudani Valley, the Great Boiling Valley, is Hakone's volcanic heart. Sulfur vents hiss steam at 130 degrees Celsius. The air smells of rotten eggs. Locals boil eggs in the hot springs. The eggs turn black. Eating one is said to add 7 years to your life. Tourists eat 5. From Hakone's volcanic springs, we travel northwest into the Japan Alps. Takayama waits 200 kilometers inland. Takayama sits in the Japan Alps, 578 meters above sea level. The town escaped war and earthquake. Edo period buildings survive intact. wooden merchant houses with latticed windows, overhanging eaves, dark timber facades. Walking the Sanmachi district feels like time travel to the 1700s. Two morning markets operate daily, unchanged for centuries. The Jinyamai market runs along the Miya River. Farmers sell vegetables, flowers, and tsukemono pickles. The market opens at dawn. Locals buy from vendors their grandmothers bought from. Continuity measured in generations. From Takayama's Edo streets, we push 50 kilometers northwest to Shirakawa-Go, a UNESCO village of thatched roof houses. Shirakawa-Go is a village of thatched roof houses isolated in the Japan Alps. The houses are called Gasho-zukuri, praying hands, because the steep thatched roofs resemble hands pressed in prayer. The angle is deliberate. Snow falls 3 meters deep here. The roofs shed weight. The houses survive. The oldest houses date to the 1600s. They are built without nails. Wooden beams slot into joints, bound by rope. The thatched roofs are 1 meter thick, woven from Suzuki grass. A roof lasts 30 to 40 years before replacement. When one house needs a new roof, the entire village gathers. 200 people re-thatch in 2 days. From the Shiroyama observation deck, the village appears as it did 300 years ago. Terraced rice paddies surround thatched houses. Smoke rises from irori hearths inside. UNESCO listed the village in 1995 as a cultural landscape. Not just buildings, but the life within them. 60 houses remain inhabited. From Shirakawa-Go's mountain isolation, we descend east toward Matsumoto, 90 kilometers away, one of Japan's 12 original castles. Matsumoto Castle is called Karasu-jo, Crow Castle, for its black exterior. Built in 1504 during the Sengoku period, this is one of 12 original castles remaining in Japan. Most were destroyed by war, earthquake, or modernization. Matsumoto survived. The castle has never fallen to siege. The castle is 5 stories tall outside, 6 stories inside, a hidden floor for defense. Walls are black lacquered wood over white plaster. The Japan Alps rise behind the castle, snow-capped peaks providing a dramatic backdrop. This is power displayed against nature. Inside, the stairs are steep, 61-degree angles designed to slow attackers. Gun ports and arrow slits dot the walls. Matsumoto was built for war. The castle saw no major battles, but remained ready for centuries. Now tourists climb the stairs slowly, holding railings, photographing views from the top floor. From Matsumoto's Black Fortress, we turn south toward Kyoto, 250 kilometers away. 1,600 temples, 400 shrines, and 1,000 years as Japan's cultural heart. Fushimi Inari Shrine sits at the base of Mount Inari in southern Kyoto. "10,000 vermilion Torii gates wind up the mountain in tunnels of red. Each gate is a donation. Businesses donate gates, hoping Inari, the Shinto god of rice and prosperity, will bless their ventures. The gates climb 233 meters to the summit. The tunnels stretch 4 kilometers. Each gate bears the donor's name and date. Some gates date to the 1700s. New gates are added constantly. The path never ends. Walking through the gates feels like passing through fire, red on all sides, light filtering orange, the world outside disappearing. Stone fox statues guard the shrine, Inari's messengers. The foxes hold keys, scrolls, and jewels in their mouths, symbols of prosperity. Pilgrims leave offerings, sake, rice, fried tofu. The mountain smells of incense and fox urine. The sacred and profane coexist. From Fushimi Inari's red tunnels, we push northwest across Kyoto to KINKAKU-JI, the Golden Pavilion. KINKAKU-JI is a Zen temple covered in gold leaf. The upper 2 stories are gilded entirely, 5 kilograms of gold applied over lacquer. The pavilion was built in 1397 as a retirement villa for Shogun Ashikaga Yoshimitsu. When he died, it became a temple. The gold has glowed for 600 years. A golden phoenix tops the roof. The building reflects in the pond below: sky, gold, water, trees. The composition is deliberate. Every element is placed for balance. This is not accident. This is perfection engineered. The garden is a masterpiece. Stones represent islands. The pond represents the ocean. Pines are shaped by hand. Nothing is natural. Everything appears natural. This is the Japanese aesthetic, control disguised as spontaneity. The original pavilion burned in 1950. A young monk, obsessed with its beauty, set it on fire. He believed if he could not possess the beauty, no one should. The temple was rebuilt in 1955, regilded in 1987, and regilded again in 2020 with thicker gold. The phoenix rises again and again. From KINKAKU-JI's golden light, we travel to Kyoto's western edge, Arashiyama's bamboo groves. Arashiyama Bamboo Grove is a forest of moso bamboo rising 20 meters tall. The path cuts through the grove for 500 meters. Bamboo stalks block the sky. Light filters green. The air hums with bamboo creaking in wind. This is nature at its most surreal. Bamboo grows 1 meter per day during spring. The groves are harvested for construction, crafts, and food. But they regrow. Bamboo is a grass, not a tree. Cut it, and it returns. The grove has existed for centuries. It will exist for centuries more. The grove borders Tenryuji Temple, a UNESCO World Heritage Site built in 1339. The temple garden predates the bamboo. Emperors walked these paths. Zen monks meditated under these stalks. Now tourists photograph. But the grove remains indifferent. It grows regardless. From Arashiyama's green light, we return east to KIYOMIZU-DERA, a wooden stage jutting 13 meters over the valley, held by not a single nail. KIYOMIZU-DERA was founded in 778 AD, 1,200 years ago. The main hall sits on a wooden stage 13 meters high, supported by 139 pillars. Not a single nail was used. The pillars slot into joints, bound by tradition and physics. Earthquakes shake Kyoto. The temple stands. The stage juts over the hillside. Below, the Ottawa waterfall flows in 3 streams. Pilgrims drink from the streams. One grants longevity, one grants success, one grants love. You may drink from 2. Drinking all 3 is considered greedy. The gods punish greed. Cherry blossoms surround the temple in spring. Autumn maples turn crimson in November. The temple is illuminated at night during peak seasons. Light glows through blossoms or leaves. Kyoto comes to photograph. The temple accepts the crowds. It has stood for 12 centuries. Tourists are temporary. From KIYOMIZU-DERA's wooden heights, we travel 45 kilometers south to Nara, Japan's first permanent capital, where 1,200 sacred deer roam freely. Nara is home to 1,200 wild sika deer. The deer roam Nara Park freely, protected as sacred messengers of the Shinto gods. Legend says the deity KAWAGUCHIKO arrived in Nara on a white deer in 768 AD. The deer have been sacred ever since. Killing one was punishable by death until 1637. The deer have learned to bow. Tourists buy senbei crackers sold in the park. Hold a cracker, the deer bow. Feed them, they bow again. This is not training. This is 1,300 years of coexistence. The deer know the exchange, respect for food. The deer wander everywhere, temples, streets, shops. They are wild but unafraid. In autumn, males grow antlers. Park workers cut the antlers in October for safety. The deer accept this. They have accepted humans for 13 centuries. The arrangement continues. From the deer park, we walk 500 meters east to TODAI-JI, the world's largest wooden building, housing a bronze Buddha 15 meters tall. TODAI-JI is the world's largest wooden building. The hall is 57 meters wide, 50 meters deep, 49 meters tall. Inside sits the Daibutsu, the Great Buddha, a bronze statue 15 meters tall, weighing 500 tons. The Buddha was cast in 752 AD. It has sat here for 1,270 years. The Buddha is Vairocana, the cosmic Buddha, embodiment of enlightenment. The right hand is raised in blessing. The left hand rests on the lap. The face is serene. Two million people donated labor and materials to build this statue. It bankrupted Japan's treasury. The emperor believed it was worth the cost. The Buddha's hand is 1.5 meters wide. A pillar near the statue has a hole at its base, the same diameter as the Buddha's nostril. crawling through the hole grants enlightenment in the next life. Children fit easily. Adults struggle. Enlightenment is not guaranteed. From Nara's ancient capital, we push west 400 kilometers toward modern Osaka, street food capital, castle city, gateway to Western Japan. Osaka Castle was built in 1583 by Toyotomi Hideyoshi, the warlord who unified Japan. The castle was Japan's largest and most powerful fortress. Hideyoshi covered the castle in gold leaf to display his wealth. The castle was said to be impregnable. It fell twice. The original castle burned in 1615 during the siege that ended the Toyotomi clan. It was rebuilt in 1620. Lightning struck and burned it again in 1665. The current structure was completed in 1931 using steel and concrete. The exterior replicates the original. The interior is a museum, history rebuilt. The castle grounds span 60,000 square meters. Stone walls rise 30 meters, built from rocks transported hundreds of kilometers. Some stones weigh 130 tons. The moat is 75 meters wide. Osaka Castle Park surrounds the fortress. Cherry trees, plum groves, public space. The fortress became a park. War became peace. From Osaka Castle's fortress grounds, we travel 300 kilometers west to Hiroshima, destroyed by atomic fire on August 6, 1945, at 8:15 a.m. Hiroshima was destroyed by an atomic bomb on August 6, 1945, at 8:15 a.m. The blast killed 70,000 people instantly. Another 70,000 died from radiation and injuries by year's end. The city was obliterated. One building survived. The Hiroshima Prefectural Industrial Promotion Hall stood 160 meters from the Hypo Center. The bomb detonated 600 meters above the city. The blast wave traveled straight down. The building's dome framework survived. Everything else in the building was incinerated. The ruins were preserved. They are called the atomic bomb dome. The Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park surrounds the dome. The peace flame has burned since 1964. It will burn until all nuclear weapons are destroyed. The cenotaph holds the names of all known victims. Every year on August 6th, at 8:15 a.m., a bell rings. The city stops. Silence for the dead. Sadako Sasaki was 2 years old when the bomb fell. She died of leukemia at age 12 from radiation exposure. Before she died, she folded 1,000 paper cranes, believing the wish would cure her. It did not. Her statue stands in the park. Children bring paper cranes. Millions of cranes surround her. Hope folded from paper. From Hiroshima's memorial silence, we travel 25 kilometers southwest to Miyajima Island, sacred ground, home to the floating Torii Gate. Miyajima Island is sacred in Shintoism. The entire island is considered holy ground. For centuries, commoners were forbidden to set foot here. No births and no deaths are permitted on the island. Pregnant women and the terminally ill must leave before their time arrives. The island remains pure. The Itsukushima Shrine sits on stilts over the water. The massive Torii Gate stands 16 meters tall, 200 meters offshore. At high tide, the gate appears to float. At low tide, visitors walk beneath it on sand. The gate is painted vermilion red. The current structure was built in 1875. 8 previous gates stood before it, dating to 1168. The shrine was founded in 593 AD. The present buildings date to 1168, rebuilt over centuries. The shrine is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Shinto ceremonies occur on platforms over water. No theater performances happen on floating stages. The tide rises and falls. The shrine rises and falls. Nature dictates. Wild deer roam Miyajima as they do in Nara. They are sacred, protected, unafraid. The island is quiet despite tourists. No cars are allowed. The 5-story pagoda rises from the hillside, built in 1407. The island smells of incense and sea salt. The sacred and the tidal coexist. From Miyajima's floating shrine, we turn southeast toward Mount Koya, 800 meters above sea level, where 117 temples house monks and the mausoleum of TODAI-JI. Koyasan is a sacred mountain in the Ki Peninsula. Elevation, 800 meters. The monk TODAI-JI founded a monastery here in 816 AD. Today, 117 temples occupy the mountain. 52 temples offer shukubo, temple lodging. Visitors sleep in tatami rooms, eat vegetarian Buddhist cuisine, attend 6 a.m. prayer ceremonies. This is pilgrimage, not tourism. Okunoin Cemetery is Japan's largest, with over 200,000 graves stretching 2 kilometers through ancient cedar forest. Moss covers gravestones. Stone lanterns line the paths. The forest is silent except for wind through cedars. At the cemetery's end, Kobo Daishi's mausoleum sits. He is not dead. He meditates. Shingon Buddhists believe Kobo Daishi entered eternal meditation in 835 AD. He did not die. He waits in the mausoleum until Maitreya, the future Buddha, arrives. Monks bring him meals twice daily. The Torodo Hall in front of the mausoleum holds 10,000 lanterns. Two lanterns have burned for 1,000 years without extinguishing. Flame as continuity. From Koyasan's eternal meditation, we descend the mountain. Our journey circles to completion. 20 destinations. This is Japan. Ancient and future, sacred and profane, silence and noise coexisting. The journey is complete. We began in Tokyo, city of 37 million. We crossed to Mount Fuji, Japan's soul. We walked through 10,000 Torii gates. We stood before gold and bamboo. We bowed with deer. We sat before the great Buddha. We witnessed the atomic dome. We saw the floating shrine. We climbed the sacred mountain. 20 waypoints. One route. Japan revealed. This is Japan. 2,000 years of history. 126 million people. An archipelago where tradition bends but does not break. Where the ancient future is not contradiction, but destiny. The sacred route is complete.